Today we're starting a new series, and this is going to be about driving ergonomics, or automobile ergonomics. We covered this on live videos in the past, but I wanted to introduce a new series of videos instead of doing one video, and we kind of break it down 1 week at a time in terms of what we're going to look at with adjustments that you can make to avoid those aches and pains when you're driving. So whether you're short-term driving or long-term, just short-term meaning a few miles in town, long-term meaning over the highway, over the road. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about steering wheel adjustment, and particularly height and distance. So you spend a lot of time here, especially if you work out of your automobile, out of your car, and you're going to want positions of multiple areas to be adequate for your body type, your height and weight, your vehicle even matters in terms of how you adjust things. So for steering, I'm going to go ahead and make this loose. So most cars and trucks nowadays have, not only do they have an adjustable height of the steering wheel, but a lot of them actually have adjustable distance, which is kind of cool. They telescope a little bit. So I have a 2015 Toyota RAV4, and that's no exception. You can adjust up or down that way, but I can also adjust in and out that way. So for my height and arm length, that's another thing that matters, is, I've got this all the way down, kind of pulled all the way toward me. That's not super uncomfortable, to be honest with you, but it's still a little bit awkward because the steering wheel shouldn't really be all the way down. It depends. If you're shorter in stature, you might need it lower down. If you're a lot taller, you might need it to be angled a little bit further up. But what I would say is a rule of thumb, not literally a rule of thumb, but as a general rule, what I would do for adjusting your steering wheel is have your hands on top of the wheel where your shoulders and your forearm can be relaxed. So you just kind of feel like that little happy dance position. That's kind of just a floppy, relaxed position of your upper body. And so do your happy dance. And we're not going to be doing what we used to do in the early 2000s and kind of, you don't want to be adjusted so you're like this, hey, what's up? That's going to cause arm problems and maybe even some neck problems. So you want to make sure that when your arms are relaxed on the steering wheel, that's kind of where your steering wheel height falls. So in my case, kind of being in the middle of the steering wheel, I'd say that's about where I fall in terms of being relaxed. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it there. So that's my tip number one. Make sure that your steering wheel, and actually I didn't say this a minute ago, I would make sure that your steering wheel is in a position that you can have that relaxed position when you're all the way back. I've got bucket seats in this vehicle, so when I'm all the way back relaxed, I can reach my steering wheel and also be in a relaxed position. I'm going to need to adjust this again. So that I can reach it from So I've got an armrest here. I've got my other arm on an armrest on the door side. And so for me, actually, this is a better position. And when my arms are up, I still am in a relaxed position. I'm not physically reaching up, but my arms can relax when they're resting on the top of the steering wheel. Hope that's helpful, and just think about that. A lot of people, I had feedback last time I did video on this where people said they didn't even know their steering wheel did that. So you'd be surprised. I'll show you really quick on this one. It adjusts underneath. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn my phone. You can see here, this little knob, if I pull that out and down, that actually is what releases the steering wheel. So your vehicle may have something very similar to that. Some of them have a little knob or a kind of a stick on the side where you can pull it. Just depends on your vehicle make and model. Let me know what you think. Share this video with anybody you think that would benefit from this. I appreciate you watching. And as always, be empowered. I'll catch you next week for the next step in driving ergonomics.